Hey, what's going on, guys? Here's another video. This is my Wooden Shjips collection. Wooden Shjips is a psychedelic rock band that started in San Francisco around 2003, 2004, I think. They didn't release their first, I guess you'd say, proper album until 2008. It's called Volume 1. I think it's just a compilation of like individual songs and like demos and shit. I'm not entirely sure. It's a little hard to find information about these guys, just kind of like with every other psych rock band. It's not like they have like a metal archives and shit like that. So, but yeah, it's a pretty solid first release. It's really raw and it's really tripped out and minimalistic, and it's awesome in that sense. And emphasis on the minimalism, especially on this album. It has some good songs. Shrinking Moon for You. I love Clouds Over Earthquake. I love the guitar tone in that. Sometimes they sound like they're programmed drums. I can't tell, but I'm pretty sure they've had the same drummer throughout their entire career. And then the last song, Soul 07, is really good. Yeah, it's a solid release. I would like to own it at some point. It's not too hard to get, but yeah, someday I'll get it. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. And then after that, in 2010, they released Volume 2, which is more just like a compilation of, not demos, but like kind of one-off tracks, I guess, that they've had. I have this on vinyl. This one I like a lot better than Volume 2. There's a lot of really memorable shit on here. Vampire Blues is so catchy. I love the vocals in that. Loose Lips is great. Death's Not Your Friend, the live version, is awesome. And then Contact and I Hear the Vibrations are fucking excellent psych rock songs. Especially I Hear the Vibrations. The groove in that is just so infectious. And then it closes out with Out of My Head, which is a good song. So yeah, it's a very solid release. I enjoy this a lot. These first two, Volume 1 and Volume 2, they're like a little inconsistent just because you can kind of tell they're like not super sure about like the direction they want to go, but they're definitely gems in their own right. I would give this one, I'd probably give this an 8.5 out of 10. I really like this album a lot. So then after that, they released their self-titled Wooden Shjips, which I think to them is their first proper full-length album. They released that in 2000. Oh, I guess they released that in 2007. I don't know. To me, it was always Volume 1, Volume 2, and then Wooden Shjips, the self-titled. But yeah, that's a good album. It's very short. It's very minimalistic like the rest of their stuff, but the songs on here sound a little more, I guess, thought out, for lack of a better term. I really like We Ask You to Ride. The psychedelic section of that is crazy. Losing Time is awesome. Lucy's Ride is great. I love the chill vibes on that. And then Blue Sky Bends is another odd one. Like just odd as in like the minimalism. It's just like, it's so mind-numbingly simple at parts, but at the same time it like just works perfectly. And then Shine Like Suns is great. I love the psychedelia in that. I don't own that one. I would definitely give it like I'd give it an 8 out of 10. It's a solid release. So then after that, in 2009, they released Dose, which is their second proper full length. Yeah, a lot of really classic songs on here. Motorbike, super catchy song. Love the groove in that. For So Long, I love the like the maracas he uses. Down by the Sea is a really catchy track. It's a little bit bloated. It's like 11 minutes. I don't know if it needs to be that long, but it's a very good song. Aquarian Time is catchy as hell, and then Feelin' feels like the last song. Feelin' feels like a feels like a pre-Mundo song or something like that. It's pretty cool. So yeah, another great album. I'd give this an 8.5 out of 10. So then in 2011, they released West, which I have on vinyl and on CD. This is one of the best psych rock albums ever made, period. I love the production in this album. It's so fuzzy and just so warm feeling, and it's just one of those productions and tones where you could like literally listen to like any time of the year. Like I'm never not in the mood for it. And I will say the first 5 songs on here are just absolutely, absolutely perfection. Every single song, every single moment, everything, just excellent stuff. You got Black Smoke Rise, Crossing, Lazy Bones, which has that really cool, weird triplety kind of feel to it. And then Home is just, oh my God, so good. The psychedelic sections in that, as well as Flight, which is just an incredibly catchy song with a brilliant psychedelic ending. So yeah, those first 5 songs are like literally 10 out of 10. And then looking out the 6th song, it's good. It's not as good as the first 5. And then the last song is kind of just like a tripped out kind of remix feeling of like one of the songs on the album. I don't know if that's right or not, but it's like, it's just very psychedelic and tripped out, and not really like a song, more so just kind of like a instrumental. I don't know, it's hard to explain. But so tracks 6 and 7 are good, not great, but the first 5 are like literally 10 out of 10 songs. So I would give this a 9.5 out of 10. It's definitely my favorite album by them. And then after that, in 2013, they released Back to Land, which I also have on CD. This one's maybe not quite as good as West, but it's still very good. I saw them on tour for this in Philly. They played with Bardo Pond, and that was an amazing, amazing show. So yeah, you have songs in here like Back to Land is great, Ruins is awesome, Ghouls is awesome. These Shadows has a really cool, lush feel to it. Other Stars, and then Servants is probably my favorite on here. It's so good. I will say the songs feel a little bit more stripped back than their previous stuff. They just kind of feel a little more like accessible and like easy to take in and stuff like that. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. Like if you could make that work, all the power to you. But yeah, it's a good album. I don't think it's as good as West, but I definitely enjoy it a lot. I would give this a 9 out of 10. And so then after that, in 2018, they released their latest album, which is, they just called it 5. I like this album. I don't like it as much as Back to Land and West, but there's definitely some high moments on here. Like the first song, Eclipse, is so good, so infectious, so catchy. I saw them play that live before this came out at Levitation Festival a couple years ago, and I was like, holy shit, like what is this? This is fucking awesome. And thankfully they put it as their first song on here, so that's definitely the highest point on this album. But then you have songs like Redline and Already Gone, which are kind of like nothing amazing, nothing super memorable. They kind of just pass by. But then you have Staring at the Sun, which has a really, really cool drum groove in it. Golden Flower is a really fun song too. And then Ride On is kind of like a mellow, dreamy type song. It's a good closer. So yeah, I like this album. Like I said, I don't like it as much as Back to Land and West. I would still give this an 8.5 out of 10. It's good stuff. So yeah, I remember reading an interview with Ripley before Back to Land 5 came out, and he was like, I don't even know if we're going to do another album after this, or words to that effect. So I don't know if they're going to make anything in the future. I hope they do. They're definitely one of the best, most consistent psych bands out there, for sure. They don't really have anything that's bad, which is awesome. Yeah, great stuff. If you haven't heard them, do yourself a favor and listen to them. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you later.